I see this all the time with the families that I work with, and most of them don't even realize it. But I can see it. Why? Because I'm a behavior analyst. That's what I'm trained to do. But here is what's happening. Parents often contract with ABA providers and they have that service for years. They see the interventions, they are similar, they might change a little, they might overlap, but overall, they've seen it time and time again. Caregiver training sessions are had, they practice the skills, but they don't implement it. Why is the question? On today's video, I'm going to tell you 3 reasons, okay? For those of you who don't know me, my name is Melissa. I'm a board certified behavior analyst, and I teach motivated parents how to go from survival mode to actual stress relief. They have broken through barriers that they literally thought they never could. I'm trained in crisis management, I teach future professionals at the collegiate level, and I serve as a voluntary subject matter expert for the Behavior Analyst Certification Board. This is a really important video, and I'm so glad that you're here. Please let me know your thoughts as well, because this is really important information. All right, so again, the question is, parents really need to ask themselves, is this a skill deficit that I don't know what I'm doing and my child is still having these same behaviors that they've had for the last 10 years, or is it me? And when you think about that, right, is it me? We're thinking about like an emotional barrier, right? Not that you can't physically do the skill or that you don't know how, but there's some reason why you're not moving forward and actually doing it. Because oftentimes parents already know the right strategy in the moment, but things like stress and guilt, fear, frustration, exhaustion make it hard to follow through consistently. And I think that understanding the difference between if it's a skill or an emotional barrier is really, really important, because what that does is it reduces self-blame and it helps parents focus on supporting themselves, not just their child. If you guys have watched my other videos, which I encourage you to do, I really heavily talk about this. It's amazing and incredible how much support is out there for the special needs community. And parents, there are so many of you who I've been so grateful to work with that seek out these resources and get the community to support your child, right? They're the professionals, right? They know what to do. But you, as the parent, are also a professional because you know your child better than anyone. And therefore, you can help with the change. You can learn these skills, and you could be a part of the team as to how the behaviors change. But we have to make sure that we, as parents, as caregivers, are in a good place. And look, we're human, and life happens, and life can be really hard. So we need support for ourselves. So I really want you to think about the skills that you are being taught and asked by your ABA therapists and similar, and see if you can implement those consistently. And when you don't implement them, I really want you to try to reflect and think, why? Why did I not do that, even though I know exactly what to do? All right, here's another important piece. Your child's behavior may actually activate unresolved emotional experiences that you've had, right? So certain behaviors like aggression, yelling, rejection, non-compliance, constant dependence, social struggles, so many things I could list right now. These behaviors that you're experiencing through your child could actually be things that you have experienced, right? They can trigger old wounds, memories, feelings from your childhood or previous relationships, past experiences. So recognizing those triggers can really help parents respond more intentionally instead of reactively, okay? So again, it's a 2-part, right? In the moment, you want to think to yourself, I know what to do. I'm going to go ahead and implement this skill and address this behavior. But after the fact, reflect and think to yourself, whoa, you know, look at me. I was consistent. I knew what to do. And oh my gosh, it worked, right? And I wasn't fearful anymore. I wasn't guilty. I didn't have shame, right? I let my past stay in the past. And I am here showing up in the present, which is going to bring me a brighter, better, less stressful, more enjoyable future. My last point is that regulation is contagious. So children with support needs, special needs, right, disabilities, they often co-regulate through the adults around them. So you've heard about like the energy in the room, right? That's a thing. So if a person or a few people have this type of energy, the other people are probably going to have the same type of energy. And then that's a whole vibe in the room, right? Sometimes it's a good positive energy. Sometimes it's a negative, sticky, undesirable energy. So when a parent is overwhelmed or anxious or emotionally flooded, the child may feel that way too, right? And then you see behaviors. They might escalate. So relating to regulation, you got to prioritize your own too. Your own nervous system, your own boundaries, rest, emotional health, okay? You've got to focus on that. It is not selfish. It directly impacts your child's progress and sense of their safety. You know, they will feel, you know, regulated and willing to listen to you. The more that you are regulated and can follow through on these skills, because you're going to show up consistently. You're going to show up proud. You're going to show up like you know what you're doing. You know what you're talking about. Because you know why? Most likely you do. Because you've seen it and you've experienced it and you've watched the magic work. And now all you have to do is make sure that you focus on you as much as you focus on your child. If this makes sense or resonated with you at all, please put a thumbs up in the comments. I really appreciate the shares as well. Me and my team specifically, we implement ABA, but we do it in a way that incorporates you and really looks at the family dynamic. This is the flyer that you will be seeing if you haven't already. Very passionate, professional, ethical therapists that we have contracted. And again, we are working with highly motivated parents who are ready to take the step towards actual behavior reduction and happiness in your home. Okay, so this video specifically was about you too. Okay, you've got the skills, and if you don't, please let me know. Let's work together. I'm going to get you those skills and help you build a happier home.